Welcome to the From Egypt to Zion show if you are a newcomer. Welcome back if you are a subscriber. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Mystery Babylon, USA, a country with ties to Babylon, Egypt, Rome, and operated by Freemasonry, the occult, and none other than Satan. Let's begin. Freemasonry and the occult. The United States was founded on Freemasonry. It can be seen in the historic landmarks, on buildings, in the design of cities, towns, and in rituals performed at lodges and various ceremonial events. There is hidden messages through the construction of architect, in the media, entertainment, and in spoken language. Isaiah chapter 29 verse 15 reads, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in dark. And they say, Who seeth us? And who knoweth us?" A country that makes sacrifices for evil gain. If you have ever pondered on the question of why so many unfortunate events, tragedies, accidents, and crimes have occurred and continue to occur, there may be a reason. As not all these events are by happenstance, some things are orchestrated by malevolent forces which are working in the earth to achieve certain agendas. Matthew chapter 24 verse 12 reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved." Examples of sacrifices made in the USA. There are many people, especially those living in minority communities in the United States of America, who are very naive, unaware, and simply ignorant of Satan's devices. There are many wicked people, groups, and organizations which are employed by Satan and the occult to prey on these people's ignorance and vulnerabilities by committing heinous criminal acts, with some in the name of modern medicine and others for ritual sacrifices. Some examples are abortion, drive-by shootings in Black communities. There are eugenics agendas, such as sterilization of Black women, Blackiamento, whiting out, racial genocides, school mass shootings. There are also depopulation agendas, such as pandemics, drugs flooding the Black community, white supremacist terrorism through mass shootings at concerts, purposely causing food shortages, civil wars, race wars, etc. A population of sheep led to the slaughter due to the rejection of the Most High. We are in the last days, folks. In these last days, many people reject the truth because they hate the word of the Most High, or because they want to feed their fleshly desires. This is how we know we are in the last days, because Yahushua told us that the last days would mirror the days of Noah. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Matthew chapter 24, verse 37 through 39. Additionally, because many people have left the faith, their children are being raised without the knowledge of Yahuwah, and because of the many distractions by the carnal world and cares of this life, many lack the desires to want to know the word of Yahuwah. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Numbers, colors, and symbolism. It is important to pay attention to colors and numbers used in the daily news, so-called entertainment, and written messages, as it is important to understand the message the media is trying to convey. Sadly, many are simply ignorant to the hidden messages in these media forms. And because they do not study or understand the word of Elohim, they are ignorant of these things. And it is this reason that many are caught off guard and shocked by the things that happen in this world. Many people do not understand that we are living in a fallen world and that we must have the word of Elohim in order to discern the times we are living in, and we must have faith in him to be able to navigate through this journey we call life. The Bible tells us in Genesis that because of the sins of Adam and Eve, the continued cycle of sin, and the rejection of Elohim, the children of Israel inherited the curses of Deuteronomy 28. In order for us to be restored as a nation, we must repent of our sins. We must study his word, we must keep his commandments, and seek him daily. The Bible tells us in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. Hidden meaning in colors. Now, folks, it's important to learn what many of those colors mean. Many colors have dual meanings. For example, the color blue on one side can mean tranquility, love, loyalty, security, trust, and intelligence. And on the flip side can mean coldness, fear, masculinity. The color blue on one side can mean love, energy, power, strength, passion, and heat. And on the other side mean anger, danger, warning. Black, for example, on one side can mean protection, dramatic, classy, formality, and on the flip side can mean death, evil, mystery. I won't go over the entire color chart here. I will leave this for you to go over on your own time, but it is very important for you to learn these things so that you will not be caught off guard or ignorant to Satan's devices. Here is another chart of colors where it means different things internationally. Again, I will not go over this entire chart, but I will leave it for you to study on your own time. Numerology, also known as gematria. As you can see, there are several numerology charts. Here are just a few of the charts as an example. For simple English gematria, the letters go from 1 through 26. However, on the right is a base 6 English gematria, or also known as Jewish gematria, which uses base 6 for the alphabets. Now, many of these will decode words because letters add up to numbers. And this is often how many occult groups and Masonic organizations communicate. But there are so many different levels of numerologies that you would absolutely have to know, depending on the groups, what messages they are trying to convey. But it is important to learn these things because many messages are hidden in plain sight. Examples of mass shootings in recent news. Now, family, if you watch the mainstream news, you will notice that many of the news anchors will wear certain colors, and there will be specific numbers used in their stories. This is how the media speaks in code. According to the AP News, many of the so-called police who are supposed to protect and serve were armed with firearms and tasers. These police officers just stood outside Robb Elementary School and prevented parents from reaching their children while a mass shooter was still inside, ultimately killing 19 children and 2 teachers. They allowed approximately 1 hour to pass by with the shooter inside. According to AP News, in Uvalde, Texas, frustrated parents, family, and others urged police officers to charge into the Texas elementary school where a shooter went on a killing spree, where 19 children and 2 teachers were murdered Wednesday. As investigators worked to track the shooting that lasted as long as 40 minutes and ended with the shooter, who was 18 years of age, was killed by Border Patrol. Go in there, nearby women shouted at the officers soon after the attack began, said Juan Carranza, 24, who viewed the scene from outside his home across the street from Robb Elementary School in the close-knit town of Uvalde. Carranza said the officers did not go in. For more information on this study, visit the link below. Now, family, people are saying that the fact the cops just stood there for so long, impeding the parents from being able to go in during an active shooting event, and they did not react in a timely manner, makes it appear to many that the event could have been a planned sacrifice. Many of these agencies are operated under Freemasonry, occults, and satanic agendas. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And I say unto you, my friend, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Luke chapter 12, verse 1 through 5. More examples. An 18-year-old white male drove approximately 200 miles to a predominantly African American community at a Buffalo, New York grocery store, and in his shooting spree, he actually spared a white man's life, ultimately murdering 10 black people and wounded 3 others, yet only charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. He cited the critical race theory in his manifesto. The sad part about this is there has been no laws to protect black people or their communities from this type of terrorism. When such events happen to black people, it is always swept under the rug or overshadowed by other events by the media in order to quickly remove any need to address the incident and face the fact that there needs to be laws to protect black people and the black community against this type of terrorism. Sadly, it does not occur because the Bible prophesied that it would and is part of the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, as black people are the only race of people who are devalued on this level. More examples. An 18-year-old white male drove approximately 200 miles to a predominantly African American community at a Buffalo, New York grocery store, and in his shooting spree, he actually spared a white man's life, ultimately murdering 10 black people and wounding 3 others, yet only charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. He cited the critical race theory in his manifesto before acting on the killing spree. The sad part about it is there has been no laws to protect black people or their communities from this type of terrorism. When such events happen to black people, it is always swept under the rug or overshadowed by other events by the media in order to quickly remove the need to address the incident and face the fact that there needs to be laws to protect black people and the black community against this type of terrorism. Sadly, nothing is ever done to support black people in their needs, and the Bible prophesied it would be this way, as this is part of the curses spoken of in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Black people are the only race of people whose lives are devalued on this level. Key scriptures that lets us know we are in the last days. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses, and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, ever learning, and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this video was a blessing to you. Leave your comments. like the video, share the video, and subscribe. To make donations, send all donations to https://www.paypal.me/From Egypt to Zion Show, or https://www.patreon.com/Egypt to Zion Show, or via Cash App, cash.app/money From Egypt to Zion. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace. Shalom.